Before you even start setting goals and KPIs and action steps, this is my favorite framework for even figuring out what is most important to be spending your time on. Create two axes. You have one that goes from urgent to not urgent, and then you have another one that goes from not important to important. And that's going to give you your dimensions of time. So in your not urgent, not important dimension, you've got things like your social media, binging shows, your shitty friends that drain your energy. This is your zone of delusion, and you either need to eliminate it completely or at least minimize it. And then you've got your zone of distraction. And this is all the urgent, not important stuff. This is usually your email, your busy work, or just tackling other people's priorities and not necessarily your own. So the goal here is to delegate it. So don't waste your time spending on it. Then there's a dimension of demand. And this is all of the urgent and important stuff. And this is where most of us spend a lot of our time. And these are things where sometimes it's an emergency, it's something that's unavoidable, but a lot of the time it's just poor planning, things that you should have probably done earlier, but now they've become urgent because you didn't tackle them. And so the key here is really just managing and planning ahead. Finally, you're left with your dimension of fulfillment. And this is ideally where you would spend most of your time, because this is the stuff that really brings us the most joy and happiness. It's spending time with loved ones, it's creative work, it's your hobbies, it's physical exercise or activities. I mean, the key here is really just managing all of the other zones so that you then make space to spend more time in this zone of fulfillment. Honestly, if you work at a big company with big teams, do not focus on urgent and important stuff. Why? Because if it's really important and urgent, someone else will probably take it over, someone who's above you, maybe your boss or your boss's boss, and they'll eventually take credit for it. Instead, focus on the things that are not yet urgent, but are so important. And that way you have more time to kind of make a name for yourself and kind of solve those problems. And that's usually the stuff that gets you promoted. So hope that helps.